Hello everyone, welcome back to Beyond the Cal. Today we are making that gorgeous doily hexagon that you will have seen on the title screen. This is the centre part of it and it makes this gorgeous doily shape, and the round before this makes a gorgeous doily shape as well. So you can have it as a doily, or you can continue working it up to make it into the hexagon, which I will be showing you in video, as this is our month on hexagons. So we've had a few hexagons already. There is a list, a link to the playlist in that description box below down there if you want to see what else we've been making. So I'm going to show you how to make this part first, and then we'll make it into a hexagon. So you can change colour every round if you wish, or every other, however you prefer to do it. I'm going to do it all in one colour, and I will show you and tell you where to change colour at the time. So grab your hook and yarn and cup of tea and let's get started. Okay, so you can start with either a magic ring, or you can chain 4 and slip stitch to form a ring. I'm using the magic ring today. So whichever ring you're using, you want to chain 4. And this counts as a double crochet and a chain 1 space. And then you're going to do a double crochet in the ring and chain 1. And then we're going to do that 4 more times. So 1, double crochet, chain 1, 2, double crochet, chain 1, 3, double crochet, chain 1, 4 double crochet, chain 1, and then you will have 6 altogether including that chain. Pull your ring in tightly, whichever type of ring you're using, pull it in as tight as you can, and then slip stitch to the top of your beginning chain 3. Not the beginning chain 3, sorry, the third chain of that chain 4. Because remember, we've got a chain space there. So the third chain up, and there we go. So we have this kind of like spoke wheel going on there. Okay, that's round 1. Okay, so you can start with either a magic ring, or you can chain 4 and slip stitch to form a ring. I'm using the magic ring today. So whichever ring you're using, you want to chain 4, and this counts as a double crochet and a chain 1 space. And then you're going to do a double crochet in the ring and chain 1. And then we're going to do that 4 more times. So 1, double crochet, chain 1, 2, double crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochet, chain 1, 4 double crochet, chain 1, and then you will have 6 altogether including that chain. Pull your ring in tightly, whichever type of ring you're using, pull it in as tight as you can, and then slip stitch to the top of your beginning chain 3. Not the beginning chain 3, sorry, the third chain of that chain 4, because remember, we've got a chain space there. So the third chain up, and there we go. So we have this kind of like spoke wheel going on there. Okay, that's round 1. Okay, round 2. Now if you want to change colour, just fasten off and join your new colour in the chain space. If you're keeping the same colour, then just slip stitch over to that chain space. Okay, and then for round 2, we're going to start with a chain 3, which counts as a double crochet, and then in the same space we're going to do a double crochet, chain 2, and then we're going to do a 2 double crochet cluster in that same space. So you've seen this before. I think we did this a couple of videos ago, but I'll show you again. You're going to work a double crochet partially, so yarn over, pull through 2 and leave the last 2 loops on the hook. Do another double crochet, pull through the first 2 loops and leave the last loop on the hook. So you now have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through all 3, and that's a 2 double crochet cluster. So like a double crochet 2 together, but all in one space. Okay, and then we're going to chain 2, and then we're going to do that 2 double crochet cluster in the next space. So 2 incomplete double crochets, and then pull through all 3 loops, and chain 2, and then do another one of those clusters in the same space, and chain 2. So do this all the way around. So in the next space, cluster, chain 2, cluster, chain 2, and then the next space, cluster, chain 2, cluster, and I'll see you back to finish off the round. Okay, when you've done all of those, you want to slip stitch to the top of your chain 3 just to finish that round off. And then before you go any further, just have a count of your clusters and chain spaces. On this one here, I missed one and it put all my count out. So here I've only got 11 of these shells, and it didn't quite work out because I needed 12. I was ready to do the hexagon part and it didn't work because I was a shell missing, all because I missed a cluster right down here in round 2. So we're going to count them each round, okay, just to make sure that we have the right amount of clusters and spaces. So you should have 12 clusters and 12 chain spaces, okay? Just have a count and make sure you have 12 clusters and 12 chain spaces, okay? I know you've probably done it wonderfully and can count and do it better than I can, but just have a count anyway. Okay, and when you're certain that you've got the right amount, I've double counted mine, probably triple counted, that there are 12. Okay, so you can either fasten off and join a new colour in the chain space, or you can slip stitch across to the chain space. And that's what I'm going to do, because I'm going to keep the same colour for the whole of the doily part, and then change for the border hexagon part. So I'm going to keep this one and use it just like as a little doily, or put under a plant pot or something, because you can't tell that it's wrong, but it is wrong. So if you do end up getting to this point and you can't make it into a hexagon, then just keep it, because it's pretty as it is and no one will know unless you tell them. You know that I've done that now because I've told you. You know I like to tell you my crochet mistakes just to show you that we're all human and we all get it wrong at times. So, okay, so starting in the new chain space. Okay, so round 3, start with a chain 3 as your double crochet, and then we're going to do a 2 double crochet cluster like we did in round 2 in that same space. Okay, and then we're going to chain 3, and then in the next space we're going to do a 3 double crochet cluster. Okay, so like how we did a 2 double crochet cluster but 3 times. So 1, 2, oops, 2 and 3. Okay, and this time you'll have 4 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through, and then chain 3. In the next space, a 3 double crochet cluster, and you'll have 4 loops on your hook, and then chain 3. Okay, so do that around, a cluster in each space with a chain 3 between, and I'll see you around at the end. Okay, when you've done your last chain 3, you're going to slip stitch to the top of that first 2 double crochet cluster. not the chain 3 but that cluster next to it. And there we go. So this time you should, as last time, have 12 clusters and 12 chain spaces. Have a count. I've counted mine. So round 4, you can slip stitch over to the chain space, or you can fasten off and join your new colour in the chain space. And then chain 3, which counts as a double crochet, and we're not doing clusters in this round. We're going to do a double crochet in that chain space, and then chain 1, and then 2 double crochet in the same space, and straight across to the next chain space, 2 double crochet, chain 1 and 2 double crochet in that same space. And that is all you're going to do this round. 2 double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochet in every chain space. And I'll see you at the end of the round. When you've done all of those sets of 2 double crochet, you're going to slip stitch to the top of your first chain 3, just like so. Oops, there we go. So for this round you should have 24 sets of 2 double crochet and 12 chain 1 spaces. 24 sets of 2 and 12 chain 1 spaces. And I've got the right count this time as well. I'm doing so well this time. Oh dear. Don't you just love crochet mistakes? You just don't forget it the second time you make the thing. You do not forget. Okay, let's move on to round 5. So round 5, we start as always. You can fasten off and join your new colour in the chain 1 space, or you can slip stitch across to the chain 1 space. Okay, so we're all starting in that space between your double crochets, and then we're going to chain 3 as a double crochet, and then in the same space make a second double crochet, chain 1, and then 2 double crochet. So that's like we did last time, but now we're going to change it up, because we're going to start making some of these shell petals. So if you look, you've got the last part of this set and the first part of this set. So in between those 2 sets there, you've got this little space, and in there you're going to make a single crochet, just like so. So in the next chain 1 space we're going to do 2 double crochet, chain 1 and 2 double crochet, and then in between these next 2 pairs we're going to do a single crochet. Okay, and it's these single crochets that pull your double crochets down at each side, making it curved for that kind of petal shape, rather than them being straight across at the top. It just curves them. It's brilliant how it works. Brilliant. So in the next chain 1 space you're going to do 2 double crochet, chain 1 and 2 double crochet, and then in between the next 2 pairs a single crochet, and you're going to work that all the way around, and at the end you should have 12 petals. I only had 11, you should have 12, and I'll see you back around here to finish off the round. So when you've made your last single crochet, we're just going to slip stitch to the top of your first chain 3. Oops. There we go. And there is a cute little doily. How cute is that? And just make sure you've got 12 petals. 1, 2, 3, 12 petals. So that is basically a smaller version of this one, because we're going to add one more round and make it into a bigger one. So you could just leave this as it is and have it as a coaster or something. We're going to make it bigger. So as always, you can slip stitch over to the chain space, or you can fasten off and join a new colour in that chain space. So I'm going to slip stitch across as always. And then we're ready to start round 6. So for round 6 we are going to chain 3 as a double crochet, and then we're going to make 2 double crochets in that same space, and then chain 1 and then 3 double crochet in that space. Like so. There we go. And then we're going to do a single crochet in the single crochet we made from the previous round. So again, we're just pulling these stitches down to make them curved for our petal. And then into the next chain space, we're going to do 3 double crochet. Chain 1 and 3 double crochet. And a single crochet in the single crochet. And that is as simple as this round is. So in the chain space, 3 double crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochet, single crochet in the single crochet, and that is it. Follow that all the way around and I will see you back around here to finish off. Okay, when you've done your last single crochet, just want to slip stitch in the top of your beginning chain 3, and that will finish off your round and finish off the doily part of this hexagon. There we go. How gorgeous is that? Love it, love it. Perfect as it is, but even more gorgeous when it's made into a hexagon. So I'm going to fasten off and then start with a new colour. If you want to keep the same colour, then as always you just want to slip stitch across to the chain space. So just slip stitch across these next 2 stitches and into your chain space, okay? If you are doing joining a new colour as I am, then you want to fasten off and then join your new colour in this middle chain space, okay? So I've joined my new colour in that chain 1 space. Now you know that where possible I like to work over my ends to say sewing them in, even though you also know that I love to sew ends in. Some people hate it, but I quite like sitting and just sewing those ends in while watching the TV. Quite therapeutic. But just to let you know, this round is just laying the foundation for our hexagon, so it is going to be a lot of chains and open spaces, so you won't be able to work over those ends. You will have to sew them in, just to let you know that. Okay, so we are going to do a single crochet in this space. So you can either start with a chain 1 and then do your single crochet, or just go straight in and make your single crochet, whichever you prefer. And then chain 2, and then we're going to do a double crochet in this single crochet down here, and then chain 2, and then in the next chain space, so in the middle of this petal, we're going to do 2 double crochets, chain 2 and 2 double crochets, and this will be your first corner. Okay, let's grab some more yarn. Okay, so that's your first corner, and then you're going to chain 2 and make a single crochet, sorry, a double crochet in the next single crochet down here, and then chain 2, getting caught with my yarn here, single crochet in the next petal in that chain space, chain 2, and then a double crochet in the next single crochet, chain 2, and then we're back to making our next corner. So in the next chain space here, we're going to do 2 double crochet, chain 2, and 2 more double crochet. Okay, so if I slow this down, your side will look like this. So you'll have a corner, which is 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet, and then you'll have a double crochet coming down, a single crochet in the top, a double crochet coming down, and then your next corner. Okay, so that's how your side works. So repeat this around, and if you can't remember what to do, rewind the video about 3 minutes and follow along with the video, or just trust your intuition, look back at your previous row side, sorry, look back at your previous side and see what you did there, and just copy what you've done. Okay, so remember, the double crochets go down and the single crochet at the top, and you've got chain 2 in between each. So you'll start off now with a chain 2, if I turn this around, you'll start off with a chain 2, come down for a double crochet, up for a single crochet, down for a double crochet, up for your corner, just like so. So I'm going to continue this round and I'll see you near to the end. So when you've done your last double crochet and chain 3, you're going to slip stitch to your first single crochet of that round. And there we go. You can now see how this doily shape has turned into this gorgeous hexagon shape. How clever is that, and how lovely does that look? It looks great on its own, but we are going to put another 2 rounds on this just to stabilize it a bit and just make it a little bigger. So let me find the right round here on my pattern. Okay, so we're going to move on to round 8. Okay, so I'm going to stay with the same colour and work up this border. If you want to just have these little peaks of stitches coming out, then you could change colour. Just fasten off and then join your new colour in the same stitch or in any of the single crochets in the middle of a side. Okay, so we're all starting in a single crochet. Okay, and then we're going to chain 2, which counts as a single crochet, and then we're going to do 2 single crochet in the chain space, 2 single crochet in the chain space, and then a single crochet in this double crochet, 2 single crochet in the chain space, single crochet in each of the next 2 stitches, and then in the corner space, single crochet, chain 2 and single crochet, and that's your new corner. And then around on the next side, single crochet in the next 2 stitches, nearly missed those, 2 single crochet in the chain space, single crochet in the stitch, 2 single crochet in the chain space, single crochet in the stitch, and 2 in the chain space, 1 in the stitch, 2 in the chain space, 1 in each of the next 2 stitches. and in your corner, single crochet, chain 2 and single crochet. And you want to repeat that all the way around, 2 in each space and 1 in each stitch, and in your corner space, single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. And I will see you at the end of this round. Okay, when you have finished that round, just make a slip stitch into your second chain where you started. If you can't quite work out where the second chain is, then I'm going to say just pop your hook in where those chains are and just make a slip stitch in that kind of area, and that will be totally fine. Not easy to identify that exact chain, but that works just fine. There we go. Lovely, lovely. So, as per pattern, we have one more round to go. So, I'm going to stay with the same colour. If you want to change colour, then just as the last round, fasten off and rejoin in that same stitch, or in any middle stitch. Okay, so let's start round 9. So this time we're going to work double crochets, not single crochets. So although if you don't want this to be as wide a border or as big a hexagon, then you could do this as single crochets or half double crochets. Okay, so I'm going to say to chain 3 for a double crochet. Now if you want to make this as a single crochet, go ahead, do single crochets when I say doubles, and if you want to do half double crochet, then make this a chain 2 as your first half double, and then work every stitch as a half double, not a double. Okay, so entirely up to you, but the pattern is for double crochets, so that's what I'm going to do. So we have a double crochet there, and then we're going to work 1 double crochet into each stitch up to the corner. So 1 in each stitch. Nice and simple. Nothing too complicated on this round. In fact, nothing too complicated in the whole pattern, really. And I love when patterns are simple but effective and beautiful. So 1 in each stitch up to the corner space. So I've now got my corner chain 2 space in here. So in there we're going to do a double crochet, or you might be doing a single or a half, and then chain 2 and then another double crochet, and that is your corner. And that's what you're going to do all the way around. Nice and simple, just 1 stitch in every stitch around. And then in your corner, chain 2 space, double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, and that is that. So I'm going to continue working this round, and then I will see you when I've nearly finished. So when you've finished your round of double crochets, you just want to slip stitch to the top of that beginning chain 3. Sometimes you might need to wiggle your hook in there if your chain's gone a bit small and tight. Just wiggle it in and through. Great technical terms there. So there you go. And slip stitch to finish off. So there is the gorgeous Doily hexagon. Beautiful, beautiful. So remember, you could leave it as the small little coaster size. You could leave it as a sort of medium matte doily size with 11 petals. Or you can make it up to this complete hexagon, which we are doing hexagons this month, which is why we've done it as a hexagon. And from the pattern at a blog. I will put the link to the blog down below in the description box, so if you'd like to have a look over there and see what else is on that blog there, some wonderful crochet patterns, go and have a look and see what else she's made over there. Beautiful patterns. So if you wanted to make this any bigger, you could just continue making your double crochet rounds or single crochets, half double crochets. You could totally mix it up. You could do some back loop only and leave this front loop as a nice little feature. You could do whatever you like. You could just you make it bigger and just continue excuse me, continue in exactly the same way by doing your corners with double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, and that's it. So that's mine. I'm going to fasten off and sew in my ends, and then I'll be back to show you the final thing. There we go. There is the finished doily hexagon. Beautiful, beautiful. So what are you going to do? Make this and make a bunch of them and make a blanket or a throw or make a cushion or have them as little mats. The possibilities are endless. And we will be back nearer the end of the month to show you how you can join these beauties together to make a lovely blanket or something similar. So I'd love to see what colours you've done this in and how you've made it. So be sure to pop your photos in our Facebook group, which is Beyond the Cowl, and the link to that group, if you're not already there, is in the description box below. If you're on Instagram, then use hashtag Beyond the Cowl, upload your photos, show it and share with us what you've made. If you've enjoyed this tutorial, found it useful and helpful, then please click that like button, give us a thumbs up. It is much appreciated. And until next time, just keep hooking and don't let your feet get cold.